all started on one of those nice summery days. I wanted to do something. But what? Then it came to me. Why not start another collection? But what could I collect? I had already collected stamps, model airplanes, coins, and a lot of dust. I wanted to be outside. I just couldn't see anything around. I was really stuck. I just couldn't think of anything. And all of a sudden, there it was. I'd collect insects. By this time, I decided there was no easy way to catch these critters. Then I saw this guy. Here was this guy catching butterflies. He had a whole bunch in a jar. He said it was easy. I couldn't believe he had caught all these, and he said he had just started. Then he showed me his net. It looked complicated. I thought he'd bought it, but he said he made it. And if I followed him, he'd take me to where some kids were making their equipment, and I'd get some good pointers on how to make mine. I wasn't the only one who was collecting insects. Here was this great group, in all stages of making their collection equipment. Renee showed me her net. It was made of simple materials, inexpensive netting, and a regular clothes hanger for a hoop. Mark showed me how simple it was to bend the clothes hanger into a hoop. Carl was the one who showed me how to fold a square piece of netting once, cut it from corner to corner, and form a triangle. Then he sewed up the two edges. It held better if folded once along the edge before it was sewn. Make sure there aren't any holes for the insects to get out. It was easy to sew the finished net onto a wire hoop. Renee had a simple stitch to do it with. I was lucky Mark had another extra stick for my net. The handle can be any piece of stick, like a broom or mop handle. Even hoe and shovel handles can be used. It took him just a minute to drill out a hole in the end of the net handle. just the right size so that my hoop fit in snugly. With a little sewing, I was finished. Off we went. When you've got the right equipment, it sure makes it easy. My first butterfly. Wow, what a beauty. I sure couldn't believe this was an insect. It was so big, looked more like a grizzly bear. But Cindy said it was an insect because it had 6 legs. There are lots of places you can catch insects. Try shaking insects out of a bush into your net. And remember those shrubs going around your houses. There are lots of insects. And don't forget those caterpillars grow up to be moths and butterflies. I was surprised to find out how many insects can be found right in the middle of our city. Renee knows all the great places to find insects downtown, like under and around old buildings, and under boards and rocks and vacant lots. I remember this one. Come on, Bug, come on. Carl showed me a good place to look for insects, and that was the dead, decaying stumps and trees. You'd be surprised at how many kinds of insects you can find by pulling off the bark and dead wood. He also showed me how to catch lots of insects around outside lights on those warm evenings. Now here's a place I would have never thought of. Bugs around the water, and even in the water, too. But it's best to catch the ones in the water with the kitchen strainer. I found some of my more interesting insects right in this spot. Look at those critters swim. But probably the most interesting one of all was this praying mantis. He was kind of scary looking, but I liked him so much I kept him as a pet. If only they hadn't been so beat up. Ah, one place I found of my own. It was great seeing everybody again and all the different types of insects they had caught. Now that I had the insects, the next step was to prepare them for mounting. Carl stuffed cotton in the bottom of a jar and dampened the cotton with fingernail polish remover, which is acetone, or any commercial insect spray will do the job. After the insect had been tightly closed in the jar for enough time, they can be removed. Before they become dry and brittle, they should be pinned. Cindy showed me the special care that should be taken with butterflies, and they should be placed on a spreading board while fresh so they will dry in the proper position. Care should be taken not to damage the wings. Carl knew where we could find a whole bunch of boxes to put our collections in. For the bottoms, we used cardboard or anything else that insects and pins would stick to. Now we had to get scientific. We looked for books and all kinds of other things where we could find information to classify the insect. For instance, this butterfly is under the order Lepidoptera. On the tag, we put the name of the insect, like Autonata, the date, and the place caught. Then we put the tag under the insect and stuck it all in our collection. Wow, what a beautiful bunch of collections. On the way home, I had my chance to impress them once. Just like me, she really wanted to do something. She was really excited with my collection and wanted to know how I'd caught them. She thought the butterflies were especially nice and that collecting insects was a great idea. She wanted to know where I'd gotten my net, so I told her I had made it myself and how easy it was and inexpensive. She asked if I would show her how to start an insect collection, and I said, sure, I'll show you. The first thing you need is some netting, and then a hoop, and then you need a stick, and you take all this stuff, and when you put it together, you go out and chase the insects.